Hi, my name is Jen Lynch. I'm the Director of Publications at CTAC, and today I'm going to talk to you about how you can promote your published research. Audience should be the number one factor in how you write and where you publish. The CTAC journals, IEAM and ETNC, fulfill peer-to-peer needs. The journals had 937,000 downloads last year. People are reading the journals, but these are largely academics who are accessing the journal through our academic publisher, Wiley. Wiley does a great job of getting this work into universities and colleges and even larger government agencies, but they are not necessarily reaching consultants or local government agencies where this research is also needed. There are some managers and decision makers who go straight to the source, but largely, the research we publish in the CTAC journals is not necessarily being used as broadly as it could be. So how can we reach environmental managers, decision makers, stakeholders and users, or advocates? You'll notice I didn't use the term general public because that is such a broad term it's rendered meaningless, but more on that later. I'm going to use two different articles from ETNC to highlight different approaches for outreach and communication. The first was a forensic toxicology article on a mortality event in California, an interesting little whodunit. We felt that this was an important article to spotlight because residents should understand how pesticide applications in their neighborhoods may affect wildlife, and it's always interesting to know what scientists look for when investigating incidents such as this. Contrary to what you might think, this kind of information can reduce anxiety around pesticide use and arm citizens with the right kinds of questions to take to their local government. For this article, I'll walk through a traditional press release, or what we call a Tier 1 process, and go over some of the results. The other article was part of a series that published in January stemming from a CTAC workshop. While this is important work, the average New York Times Science Tuesday reader is not going to get excited over consensus on protected values for aquatic life for metals. However, it's crucially important for scientists and organizations who are re-evaluating water quality criteria. I'll talk a bit about how we hit those audiences, which was through a tailored or highly curated publicity effort, what we call Tier 2. When a journal article has an immediately recognizable hook, something that will interest readers who do not work in the sciences, editors flag it for traditional press. We distill the research and draft a press release in what we consider accessible language. The National Institutes of Health produce all their patient outreach material at an 8th grade reading level, and we strive to do the same with our press releases. We give it a snazzy title, quasi-clickbait, not inflammatory, but enticing. Run it by the authors to ensure we haven't misrepresented their findings, and then distribute the release through Eureka Alert, which is a press release system hosted by the American Association for the Advancement of Science. The case of the poison songbirds is featured here, and as you can see, it received international coverage